Hey guys, welcome back. Now that we have learned some of the basic techniques of Blender, let's learn few more. So you will be able to move this cube by clicking these points or this arrow. Now I want to show you another way of moving the object and the viewport. So if you don't know how to zoom in and out, you can zoom in and out by scrolling the middle mouse button. Okay, so now if you want to move this in any direction, hit G on your keyboard and you will be able to freely move this cube and the viewport in any direction you want. But in this case you will not be able to know where you are moving this cube. So to know how that, you will have to, or you can lock the axis in any direction. Like if you want to move this cube in X direction, you will have to press G and X on. Then you will be able to move this cube in X direction. If you press Y, you will be able to move this in Y direction. Similarly, if you press Z, you will be able to move it in Z direction. Now let's kill this innocent cube. We have played a lot with it. Let's play with some more things. So to kill this cube or delete this cube, you will have to hit X on your keyboard and click on delete button. Now press and hold shift and then A. You will see a menu here with a bunch of options, but first of all we will talk about the first in this list, which is mesh, as we are gonna create a mesh. So in mesh you have multiple type of meshes, which is, first of all, we have a plane, cube, a circle, UV sphere, ico, cylinder. You can see all of them. So these options are the separate things. You will not have these enabled uh, in the basic version, okay? Or these are the add-ons which you can enable from the user preferences. I will show you how to do that. Now first of all, you will have to open up plane, click on plane, and you have got the plane moving around it. Okay, so this is the plane, and then we have cube, and then we have circle here, and then we have UV sphere. So you can see that this UV sphere node is not smooth. To smooth any object in Blender, you will have to click on, you will have to come at tools and click on this smooth button, and if you click on this, you will get smooth UV sphere. Okay, now kill that and mesh. And the thing you have also noticed, may have noticed, that if I click shift A and click any of the mesh, why we are getting mesh at this point only? This is because our cursor is here. If we place our cursor here by clicking the left mouse button, we will have our meshes at that cursor. Okay, okay. And if now you want to you want to move this cursor back to the center, what you will have to do is shift A or shift S, and you will have to select cursor to selected. Your cursor will be on the object, and if you want to move this cursor to center, your cursor will be on the center. And if you want to move the object onto the cursor, you can also use shift S and selection to cursor. Our object will be on the cursor like this, selection to cursor. Okay, some easy moving around of objects. So now let's come to the rendering process. Now let's have a cube here, and this is our camera, and this is the lighting. Okay, you can see the namings here. This is our lamp and this is camera. Okay, to go into the camera view, you will have to hit 0 on your keyboard, and if I press 0, yeah, I am in the camera mode, numpad 0. Okay, so you can zoom in and out, but if you wanna uh, make your camera still in the viewport and you want to move this, so hit N on your keyboard and scroll it down and check mark this lock camera to view. Now you will be able to move in the camera. Okay, so to render this, what you will have to do is come here and click on this camera and hit the render button. Here we have got our cube rendered. So now this is just for the sampling purpose. You can, okay, so you can have a live render view of that object by coming here and clicking on that, and you can go into the rendered mode, and you are in the render mode. So, and if you want to move in the texture mode, you can see the textures, and there we are in solid mode. And if you want to go to wireframe, this is the wireframe mode, and this is very light to the viewport. And if you are working on a heavy projects, you will have to be in wireframe most of the times. And this is the layer system of Blender. Here are the layers. If you want to move any object, if you're working on heavy projects, you will have to move your objects into different layers so that you can easily pan around in your scene. So to move any object in any particular layer, you will have to click on that object and then press M on your keyboard and then click on any of the layer. So our cube is now moved to layer number 2. And if you want to go into layer number 2, come right here and click on this. You will be in layer number 2, and if you want to move this cube into layer number 1 back, click on this and come to the layer number 2. Okay, you got it? And if you have any questions, comment. You can always comment in the comment section of my channel. And the other thing is that if you're in solid mode, yeah, I have the editing modes. Modeling, we have multiple modeling modes. First one is we are currently in as object mode, and if you want to, you know, if you want to be, if you want to edit the shape of this cube, you will have to be in the object mode. Oh, that's for the different video. Now that we have we know how to render this, and let's have a render with Blender renderer, and if click and right, yeah, we have got the renderer. And as you have noticed that Blender renderer is quite fast as compared with the cycles, but if you are running after the realism, then cycles is best as compared to Blender render. So if you're making something for just game purposes or anything like that, Blender render will be just okay for that. And if you're making like interior renders and architecture and things like that, or nature scene, I think cycles render is best for that. Okay, now here, while rendering and cycles render, you can select the quality of rendering. Here you can set the GPU or CPU. If you have graphic card installed in your computer, you can select GPU, which is quite fast as compared to CPU. The most recent graphic card supported by Blender as of now is 1050 or 1080 Ti GTX. Okay, so uh, here you can select the quality as of resolution of your rendered image, final render image. Currently it is now set to 50. You can set it to 100, but it will take more time, and 50 is most of the cases enough. And you can set the samples if you're working. Okay, so samples are needed for to reduce the noise of your render. This was the quite basic render, but if you are rendering in an interior scene, you will have to reduce your noise, so you will have to improve the renders like at 1500. Okay, and you can also improve the you know port viewport render samples by improving this. These are the samples which shows the viewport samples, and these are the samples which shows the final render. So let's move this, and one thing is that you can also split the screen in multiple views like this, and here you have the rendered view, and here you have the normal view. And if you just let's increase the light, click on the light, go in this light panel, and uh, let's make it bigger like 0.4. Okay, click on use nodes, emission, and set the emission to 500. Okay, now we haven't got better lighting on the cube, and you can also change the colors. Okay, and you can have the final render by going to the render tab, and you can always choose where you want to display your render, in the image editor, full screen, or new window. Then for now, let's select new window and click on render, and the new window will open, and it will start rendering. That as we have increased the uh, samples, samples we have set 1500, I guess. Let's make it. Oh, and another thing you can do is to reduce the noise, is the denoising feature, which is recently been introduced in Blender 2.79 version. Okay, so let's render it again, and here you will see the render version. So the resolution is more like, if you zoom in, the pixels will start in distortion, but if you want to save the pixels, you will have to like that. Okay, so you will have to improve the resolution. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope you have liked it, and if you want to share your views, if you don't like anything in my tutorials, like the render length and any other thing, you can just ask, and you can just tell me, so that I can improve my videos for your next for my next videos. Okay, so click on